The EV world's been cruising on one track, until Honda showed up with a wrecking ball. Their 2025 hydrogen-powered engine isn't just another green alternative, it's a full-on threat to everything electric cars have built. Even Honda's own CEO says it could wipe out EVs. And yeah, there's a reason he's saying that. Want to know more? Stick around the end. Right after World War II, Japan was in pieces, and so was its economy. But in the middle of that chaos, one man was on a mission to move. Not to make luxury cars or dream up futuristic tech, but just to get around. Soichiro Honda strapped a small engine onto a bicycle and hit the road. It was rough, it was loud, but it worked. That scrappy invention didn't just get him from point A to B, it lit the fuse for something massive. Honda didn't take long to shift gears. From that homemade ride came a motorcycle empire. And these weren't just bikes, they were machines that flew past the competition. Honda started setting records and winning races, proving that Japanese engineering wasn't just catching up, it was leading the charge. That legacy of precision, power, and performance, it stuck. And when Honda moved into cars, that same energy followed. Lightweight, smooth, reliable. People didn't just drive Hondas, they liked driving them. The connection between driver and machine was real. Decades later, Honda's engines are everywhere. Cars, jets, boats, motorcycles, even lawnmowers. If it has a motor, Honda's probably behind it. With more than 4 million vehicles sold every year, and a spot as the 7th largest automaker on the planet, this brand didn't rise by accident. It earned trust, one engine at a time. Because while others were racing for attention, Honda was building smart, steady, sharp, always a step ahead. Now, while the rest of the auto industry is buzzing over battery power and plugging into the electric trend, Honda's pulling something unexpected. No flashy reveals, no screaming headlines, just a quiet entrance that might change the game. Their newest move? A hybrid hydrogen powertrain built into the CR-V. Not electric in the usual sense, not just a hybrid either. It generates its own electricity using hydrogen, meaning it charges itself as it drives. No cords, no waiting hours at a charging station, and no tailpipe emissions either. Think of it like this: gas station convenience, electric cleanliness, and none of the major drawbacks. While everyone else is doubling down on battery packs, Honda's carving its own lane. It's bold, maybe even risky, but Honda's never been the type to follow trends. They've always rewritten the rules before anyone else even knew the game was changing. This isn't some vague prototype or PR stunt, it's real. The hydrogen CR-V is already being built. It's not just about going green, it's about solving the problems EVs haven't cracked yet. Hydrogen refuels in minutes. The range is solid, and since it creates electricity on the go, drivers don't need to rethink their lives around charging stations. It's practical and futuristic all at once. And this isn't new territory for Honda. Rewind to the 1970s, America drops strict emission standards, and while everyone else scrambles, Honda drops the CVCC engine. No fancy tech, just smart engineering that crushed the regulations and left the competition looking flat-footed. Then came the VTEC system, another mic drop. It made small engines feel big and responsive, changing how people looked at compacts. Honda's been playing the long game for decades, always moving before the rest even know which direction to head. Even when hybrids were still seen as a gamble, Honda brought the insight to American roads. Quiet, clean, and surprisingly fun. They didn't just make eco-friendly cars, they made them cool. That mindset hasn't changed. Now with the hydrogen CR-V, it feels like déjà vu. Once again, while the world chases electric dreams, Honda's flipping the script. So why would a company like Honda, already crushing it in the engine world, go all in on something as risky as hydrogen? Simple, because they never saw combustion as outdated. They saw it as unfinished business. To them, the future doesn't mean killing the gas engine, it means transforming it. And now, with the auto industry rushing headfirst into electric everything, Honda's making a move that could flip the script completely. The current CEO isn't just betting on the next CR-V, he's betting on a shift that might just upend the entire EV race. While everyone else is sprinting toward the same target, Honda's carving out a whole new track. Hydrogen might not be flashy or trending yet, but the most game-changing ideas never are at first. Governments lit the fire for electric cars with generous tax cuts, flashy rebates, and a deadline for gas-powered vehicles. Electric vehicles stopped being a niche and became the poster child of clean living. And for a while, they delivered. Batteries got better, chargers popped up more often, and that eerie EV silence stopped creeping people out. Buyers flooded in. Tesla took the lead, and the rest of the auto world followed. BMW, Hyundai, Ford, everyone wanted a piece. But underneath all the futuristic touchscreens and zero-engine noise was a problem no one wanted to spotlight. Batteries come with baggage. They wear down, just like a phone battery, except way bigger, way heavier, and way more expensive to replace. Plus, building them is far from clean. Lithium and cobalt, the lifeblood of EVs, come from mines that destroy landscapes and exploit workers, especially in developing countries. And once those massive batteries die, disposal becomes a nightmare. Recycling systems are still catching up, so dead batteries end up rotting in toxic piles, quietly polluting everything around them. Even the day-to-day of owning an EV isn't as smooth as the commercials suggest. Home charging sounds great until a power outage hits or the grid gets slammed. Fast chargers aren't everywhere, and even when they are, you're stuck waiting, sometimes longer than you'd like. Range anxiety is real. For all the eco-friendly branding, electric cars come with complications that can't be ignored. Then comes the bigger issue, electricity demand. Once enough people start charging cars at the same time, costs spike. What was once cheap fuel starts creeping up in price. And this isn't just about money. It's about whether EVs are truly sustainable from top to bottom. Because right now, the trade-off feels like swapping one set of problems for another. Dirty mining, battery waste, infrastructure gaps, it adds up. While other automakers are doubling down on electric, Honda's going in a different direction. No mining madness, no slow charging, no battery graveyards. Their answer? Hydrogen. Not gas, not traditional electricity. Just a clean-burning fuel that gives off nothing but water vapor. And the kicker? Honda's been messing with this for years, way before hashtags made it cool. Back in 2015, Honda rolled out the Clarity fuel cell. The thing looked like it belonged in a science fiction movie. No gas tank, no plug. It ran off hydrogen, using a fuel cell to generate electricity as the car moved. No smoke, no noise, just water dripping from the tailpipe. The Clarity was slick, efficient, and quiet, but it fizzled out. Not because it was a bad car, but because the world wasn't ready for it. Hydrogen fueling stations were scarce. People didn't trust the tech, didn't understand it, and sure didn't want to hunt down a fuel stop like it was a treasure map. Meanwhile, electric cars were stealing the spotlight. Chargers were being built next to gyms and grocery stores. Tesla was grabbing headlines and making EVs feel like status symbols. Honda's hydrogen bet just didn't get the same love. Even though the Clarity could go 360 miles on a tank and only let out water vapor, it vanished from the market. The problem wasn't performance, it was timing. The infrastructure wasn't there, the hype wasn't there, but Honda didn't walk away discouraged. They walked away smarter. That experience gave Honda a head start. They already knew what worked and what didn't. So instead of trying to force a comeback too early, they waited, watched, took notes, and now they're back. And this time, they brought backup. Enter the hydrogen-powered CR-V. Looks like the same reliable SUV everyone knows. Roomy, sleek, family-ready, but underneath, it's on a whole different level. 2 high-pressure tanks, a next-gen power unit, and no plug needed. This machine doesn't store energy. It makes it right there on the road. Just add hydrogen, mix with oxygen, and boom, instant electricity. And again, the only thing it releases is water vapor. This new CR-V is a power source. Literally, it can juice up external devices during a blackout. Lights out at home? This SUV keeps the fridge running. Need to charge a phone in the middle of nowhere? It's got that too. Honda turned the car into a mobile generator, and they did it without sacrificing space or comfort. Thanks for watching. Drop a comment, hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe for more.